What's going on, everyone? You're now tuned into the Re-Up podcast. With me today is my co-host, Hector, a.k.a. 6'1",
You already know.
and Brooklyn's very own hip-hop artist, Belvedere Lewis, a.k.a. Blacc Mosses. What's going on, man?
Yo, sorry, yo. Yeah, niggas is Gucci.
What's going on, bro? How's everything?
No, I'm macking, man. You feel me?
Yeah, man. Definitely thanks for coming on, bro. We appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all niggas for having me, man.
Awesome, bro.
You already know.
Nice. All right, so you two actually know each other
That's my boy,
previously, right?
Yes,
my
we
boy,
do.
man.
Yeah, so you two actually know each other like really well. How'd you two link up?
All right, man. Basically, I was on 14th Street, man. You feel me? I was in the checkers and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm out there draped up, know what I'm talking about, feel me? I got my little meal, whatever, I sit down, nigga. So this nigga come in, and nigga like, yo, bro, like, hey, you mind if I said charge my phone? I'm like, bro, do your thing. So I'm looking at this nigga, I'm like, yo, bro, I seen this nigga all the time walking around Soho, and I know this nigga from somewhere. So we started chopping it. So I asked the nigga mad questions. I started realizing, yo, this nigga a cool nigga. So I know the nigga was like, yeah, I went to McGaffrey's College. I'm like, all right, nigga, that's why I saw you at.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you feel me? After that, nigga just built a bond. Like, that's my brother, you feel me? I fuck with this nigga, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Hector actually became your manager
Yeah.
at some point, right? So how did that business relationship really set off from there?
Best decision he made, by the way.
Nah, that really set up because, like, I'm not gonna lie, me, like, it's difficult, like, for me to deal with certain people, especially with, like, business aspects and talking to people with certain shit. I get frustrated. Like, he's somebody that's, like, I mean, I'm good with words, but he's good with words. Like, you know what I'm saying? He know how to, like, talk to motherfuckers and really, I don't got patience for that shit, but he gets shit done. You know what I'm
So
saying?
he's good for like professional settings, you know,
Yeah.
talking to people
All
like
that.
over the phone, email, shit like that.
And he really looks out for shit. He makes sure I ain't getting into, like, no bullshit. Like, you feel me?
Got you.
I treat him like a brother because the minute that I met him, he was genuine, but he was blunt with whatever he said. Like the conversations that we had about music, about anything. It was about sports, but it was mainly about music. And I remember when we were talking about hip hop, he brought up a whole bunch of artists that I was listening to at the time. Guys like Danny Brown, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. And he had this sort of like creative outlook on them. And then he was just making me laugh most of the time because we would just branch off talking about stuff. And he would just tell me bluntly how he thought. And I was like, the funny thing about it is I have close friends and I only trust a few. Shout out to my girl Menanaya. Yeah, I only trust a few people. And when I met him, everything that he said was like real, but he was like being genuine with it. I knew he wasn't like trying to fake it. He wasn't trying to like make it seem like he was trying to be this other person around me or whatever. So I was like, who is this kid? And then he invited me to meet one of his friends. And then after that, when we linked up, I was like, yeah, this kid is different.
Nice. So it pretty much kind of sounds like you two are more like also like on a friendly basis, but also like professionally it works.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And he kind of guides you to like, you know, against like the right type of stuff and not fall into any bullshit
All the time.
that a lot of artists fall into.
I tell him all the time. Like the first time I met him, I told him actually when we finally got into the management process of things, like when he said, I need a manager. I need somebody who can actually do this for me, do that for me. I'm new to the whole managerial thing. So I said, I don't want to like fake it. I don't want to act like something that I'm not, but I'll do it only because I know I have a love for music and I believe I can do it. So what I told him was, if we're going to do this, it's going to be on a brotherhood thing, but I got to know for sure that you're committed and also that whatever you do, you're not going to give up. I have to know that when I hit you up, yo, you working on music? Yo, you in the studio? Yo, what are you doing? And if it's not that, he's actually handling business. So he'll do things like he'll model for little companies, but he'll get paid off of it. And I see that his progression is, but he's always focused on the music.
Yeah, me fam.
And that's what it really came to be, honestly.
Got you. So you just dropped you said DTFM?
DTFM, wait, what?
Wait, you just dropped something real quick. What you said?
Nah, I just put out a video called Bipolar, and the audios are like actually out now also, and it's like on all streaming sites. I also got Ropes 2 freestyle out now too. You know what I'm saying? Some fire shit, man. You know what I'm
Got
saying?
you.
I don't mean to toot my own horn, but you know what I'm saying? I'm better than a lot of niggas, man. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Nice. So when it comes to your creative process, how long does it take usually to come up with like concepts for your songs? Are you kind of like a go in the studio and write type of guy, or you kind of like you just show up and say what's in your mind?
Honestly, I feel at the moment like I could be like born right now. For example, my nigga, like, see, boom, we here talking.
Yeah,
we could talk, really build on some shit. I get an idea for that. I just like write a fucking song, whatever. And then feel me, go to my man's like, yo, bro, make a beat like this that builds around this shit. Like, I don't know, my bad. Yeah, but feel me, something I could build around it and like really like hit. That's how I did the shit for Bipolar in a way. Like I had that written, and I went to my man's like, yo, bro, I'm gonna spit something to you. I want this type of beat, nigga. Like, and everybody's like, yo, that's a J. Cole beat. I'm like, nah, that's a Belvedere Lewis beat. Like, I don't feel me.
Yeah, I got you. What makes you different than other artists in Brooklyn specifically?
I mean, I fuck with the drill shit. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah,
I feel like that's what everybody is gravitating towards. Like I'm really spitting some real shit and putting shit out there that like a lot of niggas can really relate to and shit. Like, you feel me? So that's my shit right there.
Right.
So, like, I've been there with you before through the creative process.
Yeah.
We've been in the studio. Most of the times you have your concept down and what you want to do. But please let the audience know that when you're in the studio, like, what exactly are you looking for? So, for example, like, you usually, like, I know you, so you usually have the songs already planned out, recorded, like, ready to record. Yeah. But are there ever instances where you feel like, nah, scratch that, I need to do a new 16? Or, like, I have to redo this whole ad-lib, or, like, this whole just flow again?
Like, I'm not going to lie, it's been times that, it's even certain songs that I send to you and I even ask your input, and you agree with, like, a lot of shit I say too as well. And you really be real with me, like, yo, bro, you're right, but fix this, fix that. Like, it might not just be probably like a certain ad-lib. It might be like the volume on it or something, the tempo. Yep. So you always gotta like really listen to that shit. Like I probably sound to 1-2 people. Yo, what you think? What should I fix? And that's it.
Right. So he's always with you with like in studio sessions?
For the most part. You know, if he's like not this, like, yo, I FaceTime, call him some shit. Yo, bro, I'm about to send you something. Check your email. And then he always get the shit and like it'd be like 1-2 in the morning and nigga be like, yo, fire emojis.
Gotcha.
And that'd be it.
I treat it like a 24/7 job with him. Like if he sends me something, I know it's usually if it's late, I know it's something important. Yeah. But if it's during the day, I know it could be anything from a joke to music. So
right, I got you.
Like most of the time, if it's late, I know that he was in the studio.
Yeah.
So he's sending me a song, an idea for a song, or yo, bro, there's a show over here. See if you could get me in, or you know, the life of a manager. Yo, I heard that this person's doing this. Put me on, you know, but most of the time I'm already looking out. Yo, we have to look out for this. We have to look out for that. Be aware on this. Like, and that's different shows. That's and he's usually, what impresses me about him is a lot of the times he's doing it on his own. I'm looking out from the creative aspect of the music, but a lot of the times he's telling me, you think we should do this, or you think we should go to, like, for example, in SOBs, or you think we should do a small show here in I forgot their name, but here in Brooklyn, where a lot of artists who are upcoming, like major stage.
Yeah, I think that's the answer right there.
Like he'll ask me, "You think we should do that?" And I'll give him my honest opinion if it's good for him, if it's good for the brand.
Of course. So it's not just like, you know, oh, everyone's doing this, you should do this. It's not. It's pretty much tailor made for what exactly he wants to do for the most part.
Yup. That's actually something that we communicated from the start. It was like, if you want to do this, we both have to agree. It can't be, oh, yo, I think you should do that. No, he has to agree too, because I can't have that whole, now you see, he doesn't want to do this now. I can't have that miscommunication because, like I told you before, he's like a brother to me, so I don't need that miscommunication. And all of a sudden it becomes, yo, is this dude really looking out for me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What else makes him a really good manager if you had to recommend him for somebody else?
I'm not gonna lie to you. He's one nigga I know that knows how to like budget money and shit like that, and it really
that's also really important.
Yo, this nigga Hector knows how to. I'm telling you. So that'll be a good aspect. Like, just know like he won't fuck your bread up.
He's not gonna waste it on props or groupies or nothing like.
Nothing crazy. He don't even let that shit faze him. Like, like females be looking at him. I be like, yo, bro. Like, he be like, yo, you capping, man. Nigga, she ain't even look at me.
No. The truth.
That's what's up.
The truth behind it is, the joke that I always make with him is that when we're chilling together, he'll see somebody like they might look at me, and it's usually a female, like most of the time, and he'll be like, bro, you know goddamn well she was looking at you. And I was like, bro, you my eyes on the street. I'm not looking at you.
Yeah, this nigga Hector, man.
Yeah, that's
but when it comes to it, in all honesty, all jokes aside, you know, I love him like a brother. But if the music wasn't there, I'd still love him the same. Because, you know, before we got into it, it was a friendship. And the music is just something that's there. It's something that we're trying to pursue. And for the most part, we're grinding towards it. But if it wasn't there, it wouldn't matter.
That's what's up. Are you interested in managing other artists as well?
Step by step, I would, if I'm giving an honest opinion, yes. But it's funny because me and him, we discuss this all the time. And I told him, being that he's the first artist that I've ever managed, I told him not to be like trying to suck up to him or anything, but I told him, being that you're my first artist ever, all my focus goes into you. If I was to ever get another artist to tell me, yo, I think you should manage me, bro. Could you manage me? Could you recommend, like, could you have me under your wing? If I like what I hear and I think you have talent, absolutely. But if I think you're bullshitting, if I think you don't take things serious, if I think that I have to go out and pursue you, hell no, I'm not in it for that. I already have like thin lines when it comes to trusting certain people. And when it comes to the music aspect, it's like, now I gotta look out for you as a person, but also like what you wanna do, quote unquote. Nah, it's only certain people. But if you're asking me like, would I like to? Yeah, I can't lie. I mean, the money's on the street, so the money's in the street, so.
Would you want to stick more towards New York artists because you feel like you could relate more to New York, you know, people from New York, or would you want to venture out towards other people in other cities?
Funny enough, you asked that because we actually talked about this earlier this afternoon. Remember, I brought up a certain artist's name.
You did.
Shout out to Lena. She's a singer from Dallas. But somebody like her, she already has a manager, but I've heard her work, and I just glanced upon her Instagram, added her, and she seemed cool. But I heard the music, and she has songs like, I believe it's called I Can't Sleep, and she had another song earlier in 2019 where she did, it was called Hurry. And I heard her singing, and I was like, yo, this girl could sing. And I was like, she's talented. But like artists like that, I'm not just interested in managing like a rapper. I'm also interested in managing like singers, models, like anybody who I think takes their craft seriously.
Right, so it's not just hip hop or music in general.
Absolutely not, no. Because when you look at it now in the age that we're living in, my mom always tells me now this, but she's always told me this, the money's out on the street. So you have to like go after it. You know what I mean? Right. There's so many different avenues that you can make money, but in the avenue that like we're in, like in a sense I would have to pursue that person. Would you like me to manage you? But if they were to come to me and I think they're talented, I'm definitely interested. I'm definitely on board.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to you, are you an independent artist, or do you roll with like a specific label or crew or anybody?
I mean, I have a crew and like motherfuckers I be with all the time. Like it's a lot of niggas that be around me that do music and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I'm independent, bro. Like I'm not. That's it. Like,
right.
Cause I mean, if a label does approach me, I'll fuck with it. But for right now, I'm independent.
Right. And how do you feel about being independent? Do you kind of enjoy being independent, or do you want to sign a deal somewhere, do a partnership?
I mean, signing a deal would be good, but I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a partnership would be better because you can more like work shit out. Like you have total creative control and shit like that. So
right.
I feel like that would be better.
I feel like artists sometimes get scared because they hear these crazy stories with legends like Lil Wayne and Birdman, like the issues they had with
Pusha T taught us a lesson, like talking about Lil Wayne, like he's trapped.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it was trapped. I think he's okay now, but no.
Well, yeah, he's okay now, but
it was like bad back then.
Really bad because people kept coming at Pusha T for telling the truth, but nobody's talking about like he officially came out the deal after Scorpion, but nobody's really talking about Drake. Drake was trapped too. It just so happens that Drake was the #1 artist in the world, and he kept that up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He,
He ended up leaving anyways.
Exactly. So right after his 10, not 10, was it 10 albums that he had
I had to say
not 10 albums. It was a certain number of albums that he had to do for Birdman before he could get out of his deal. So nobody talks about that, but Pusha exposes stuff like that, and everybody's like coming at Pusha like, who are you? You're like a 40-year-old, you know, this, that, and the third. But I'm like, he's telling y'all the truth, though.
Yeah, nah, first of all, Pusha is nice, so put a little respect
Hall of Famer
on the man's name. And like another case that just came out recently was that the reports that Mace actually has a whole bunch of problems with Diddy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I
just
heard about
problems.
that.
And that one's big, honestly.
I seen that shit.
Because, you know, Mace was one of like the original like big time bad boy artists, you know, with Craig Mack and Biggie.
I think
all of them.
Did he owe him what, 2K or some shit?
I think it was more.
Yeah, like
it's way
2K
more
It was
than
way
that.
more.
Like
I don't think he would even complain over 2K. I think it was way more than that.
It was some shit or something like that. They had like academics posted that shit.
Here's why it's not a surprise. Remember, you guys will probably remember this, but who famously had beef with Diddy on the label because of money? The Locks. Sheik, Jadakiss, and Styles P.
Yeah.
They all came at him telling him, bro, when we wanted to approach you and see you, you were nowhere to be around. And they were trying to keep it cordial, but it was like he was telling them, and then P. Diddy went on, right, he's still pressing him, but he's telling him, if you guys wanted to come and see me, you guys could have came to my office trying to get tough over the radio, this, that, and the third. And he was like, bro, we've been trying to approach you since we got out of Bad Boy and we joined Rough Riders and Gotti.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. We gotta bring that back, bro.
What?
Running up in niggas' office like they used to do back in the 90s.
Oh, like Ice Cube and Straight Outta Compton? Nah, artists will not do that now. Well, I'm not going to say artists won't do that, but there's not a lot of artists in general who will do shit like that.
Yo,
Here's
Menon.
another reason.
I'm sending Menon to do that shit too.
What's she gonna do?
So that's big dog right there. Niggas are scared
You're
of
right.
Menon.
You're right. But when I think about it, you brought up a good point. Like when Cam came up into the studio with
with Jimmy and shit.
With forgot who it was. It wasn't Rockefeller.
He ain't come with Jimmy, right?
No. It was. I think it was He was trying to get out of the Sony deal, but Dame had to talk. Dame had to work that out for him because they weren't gonna let him out. But days like that, that's not happening no more. Why? Because we're in a whole different generation. But even then, like if you doing that now, it's not about the lawsuits or whatever. You're already trapped. Think about it. Those contracts that they give out now, horrendous.
Literally horrendous.
You're better off, like you said, Mateo. You're better off being an independent artist and doing it yourself. We've seen it with Lil Pump. We've seen it with Roddy Ricch right now. The boxes.
Roddy is crazy. His album
number one.
Thank you for. Well, I mean, excuse me for being antisocial.
Yep.
Is like I think it was some crazy stat. Was it the longest number one debuting album since 50's
right.
Get Rich or Die Trying, that's crazy. So since 2005, we haven't seen a debut album like that.
I mean,
that's ridiculous.
When 50 came out with Get Rich or Die Trying in 03.
03, my bad.
He was.
Yeah, I didn't even like.
Crazy.
He
was the MVP of 03. I mean, he
was the MVP of the whole like early 2000s, honestly.
No, for real. When you think about it, because with Jay retiring in 04, officially 03, but 04, I mean, 50 ran the mid 2000s up until actually, if we're gonna keep it technical, up to 07.
Yeah, when him and Kanye had the whole bet thing going. Yeah,
when
true.
Ye came through, but I mean, 50 was the man. And 50 still is the man, but he stayed trolling on Instagram.
Nah, 50's the man with marketing and whatever like business ventures he wants to go into. Music's not even like a priority for him, which it shouldn't be at this point.
We all saw what he did with what's that called? Not Powerade, vitamin water.
Yeah, crazy.
Flipped that.
That was when we were kids too.
Exactly.
With the G-Unit sneakers and the clothing line and all that.
I still
crazy.
think I have the G-Unit shorts in the crib.
Oh, what, the basketball shorts?
You got the Brazil top in the house too?
The what?
You got the Brazil top, the shit from Curtis that
I remember in the window shopping music video, he had like the cleanest pair of G-Unit sneakers, the white ones. Shit's so crazy.
Yeah.
I had a pair of those, but I remember when I saw Window Shopper. What was I gonna say? When I saw Window Shopper, when I first heard it, I felt like I was like the most gangster kid in the world. No funny shit. I felt like I was.
Nigga said, "Don't worry, Marcus, you'll get them shoes someday."
For real. I mean, but if you think about it, they perceive him, and he'll tell you himself, he's a gangster rapper.
Fuck.
But if we want to keep it real, rags to riches. Rags to riches, no matter which way you want to perceive it, because look at every demographic. I think a lot of people have something good to say about 50 or what's resulted of 50's career.
Yeah.
He's not officially like him, but he's getting close to the point where, besides the trolling, he could lean into what Snoop Dogg's become in his career.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg is everybody's
TV, radio, business. Adidas is huge for Snoop Dogg right now.
Absolutely, right.
It's a big time signing he did.
Adidas, like Nike, obviously is the goal for everybody, but Adidas, they're more to approach artists like Ye now has Adidas, so he had Nike before.
That was good for Adidas too.
That was really good.
Adidas took advantage because Nike was fucking
absolutely.
up. Yeah.
Like so they'll approach artists when they know that they have something. They're usually approaching the artists that nobody would really think about. So for example, they approached Ye, but Ye got out of his contract with Nike. But who else did Adidas get? Didn't James Harden? James Harden,
Pusha T, I think, did some with Nike. Adidas too.
I think Big Sean did too.
And Big Sean,
He has his own clothing line, right? Like he has his own,
You know, first of all, Run DMC did it before anybody else.
Absolutely.
The whole jumpsuit. Yeah.
Godfathers.
So even before like modern hip hop, Adidas has been killing it.
Absolutely. I mean, that's up until the Jays came out. Up till the ones came out and Michael took over the game.
Yeah, that's true. Nah, even like I think brands who are killing it right now for hip hop artists is Puma. Puma's on fire.
He's like he'll tell you himself, and I'm gonna let him like tell you. He's a big Nipsey fan. Oh, so God. When Nipsey got his own clothing line and Puma gave him his own
like the little partnership they had. Well, that they still have.
Right. When they gave it to him, he was like, I need one of those. But I saw the sweatsuits themselves; they were beautiful.
Yeah.
And then Lauren London just came out and she did you saw the photo campaigning with YG and different and
they had like all the models out different like type of like size models and all that.
Beautiful for his legacy.
Puma's done their thing because Puma used to be like an old school type of because it was cool in the 70s because of like the whole like kung fu era.
Right. Speaking of Puma, third pick of the draft. Shout out to RJ Barrett of the New York Knicks. He's
with basketball now. They're doing crazy.
They're taking advantage of, and they're throwing the money at athletes and different type of artists. But if the money's right and they like what you guys are doing, like they like the creative process, they're gonna join. Like because RJ could have joined like Adidas, Nike.
Nike would have been the go-to, especially going to Duke.
Right, they were exactly. Him and Zion Wound up signing with Jordan, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That was smart of Zion to do, I think, to sign with Jordan.
So wait,
I originally thought he was going to Nike.
Before we go any further, let me ask you a question, right?
Go ahead.
So do y'all purchase Team Jordans or?
Absolutely not.
All right, because I was like, do y'all wear like Chris Paul's and shit, and like Zach Randolph's?
Not really. I mean, with J's, for me personally, I'm very picky with J's because I don't know. I feel like J's for me personally got a little played out when I went to high school because everyone had like the same Concords, the same breads, same everything. So it kind of depends.
So in this day and age, would you wear a pair of all black Starberries?
Of course, you would ask that.
Me personally, no, because I can't like rock old stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure someone could, but just not me.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Shout out to my girl Naya, watching us right now. She can attest to this. She's from Harlem. Mateo
she's from Harlem?
brings a good point. When we were in high school, Jordan got played out.
Yeah.
Like OD played out. So like they would like cut your ass if you had Jordans on from like what 2005 to like 2000.
Bro, I was in 2012.
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah,
I would say
niggas
the
had
official.
Carmelo Anthony's.
Still?
And that shit was nasty, bro.
I mean, but the shoe that I always grew up seeing me growing up, and I was like, I need those shoes. I was like 5 or 6 with the breads. When I saw
The 11s.
The 11s.
All right, yeah.
When I saw the breads, I was like, I need to get those Concords, the Space Jams. Those were the shoes that I strive to get one day.
I like Space Jams. Those are my favorite ones.
Oh, I have a couple in the crib.
It's all about the ones, man. Yeah, tweaking.
No, the ones. Yeah, I was gonna say before you asked me the Marbury question. For me, my go-to would be ones.
Yeah.
I have
think
some
that's
new. I have some.
everybody's,
Yeah, I have some new love ones. Those are my favorite ones. I barely bring them out.
Ones
but
is just beautiful, man.
yeah, those are my favorite ones. Ones, and I'm gonna have to go with like
Ones with some jeans.
yeah,
It's
it's
crispy,
nice.
like-
You can never go wrong with ones.
You can't.
Yeah,
Never.
at all.
Any colorway, they're nice.
All my exes used to tell me, Belly, babe, you need help. I used to always reply like, bitch, worry about self. They say the ways I be reacting, it ain't good for my health. Cause I go Norman, bitch, I ain't come from wealth. Wait, mama raised me tough, love, fuck love, no glove. These women say I'm fucked up, it's rolling, let's get fucked up. Know that dealing with all of my bullshit ain't easy, but if I say I'm saying shit, I be lying, please believe me. Hold it down like P.O.P., praise a nigga like G.O.D. If I curve up, bitch, I mean she O.D. Tryna hustle and motivate like NAC. If they kill Nip in the third degree, what the fuck make you think they won't murder me? I'm the dopest nigga, they never heard of me. When I go measure my nigga, flip a bird for me. Wake the fuck up,